Good morning to all my awesome friends and family. Guess what it is? I'm giving my very first invitation video out for my very first challenge for a fairy garden to do with my new fairy group, hopefully going to be coming together. Now, if any of you would like to be a part of the team picking what kind of fairy gardens we're going to do every month, feel free to let me know in this at the bottom of this comment. Yeah, Grandma, I would love to be part of your team to help me get going off the ground on my new fairy group on YouTube. So, come on, give me some help. You know, Grandma's old. She needs all the help she can get. Now, I'm going to let you know the first two challenges for you guys can get ready for them. The first one is going to be up it's going to be on March 4th. That way we know it's going to be the first Thursday of every month, but we can make it always the same. For everybody knows that we're going to do that fairy challenge. I will be doing an invitation video from now on, probably 2 weeks instead of, this is sort of a short notice. But I'm at least letting you know it's going to be up on the 4th of March. Now, the whole thing of this, it's freezing cold across most of the United States. And you do not have to do this fairy garden outside. This fairy garden can be inside or outside. It doesn't matter. There are only a couple of rules there's going to be on it. It has to be a Dollar Tree fairy garden. But to make it a little easier, anything you already own or have in your home you want to use in your fairy garden, miniature garden, magical garden. It doesn't even have to have fairies or gnomes. Anything that's magical and miniaturized is fine, because you know Grandma doesn't like complicated and doesn't want to make it too hard for anybody, because it's hard enough for Grandma. So just get some items like this from Dollar Tree. I'm sure most of you already have some of these. I do have some new ones here for a project, but I have a lot of old ones from old projects, so I do have a lot of them. And if you just want to lay something like this on top of your fairy garden, you got a plant. It was probably something even free you probably already have in your yard. I mean, you know, in your yard, in your house. You can use things like this with moss to give yourself some interest in your fairy garden. You have little pieces of plants and flowers that have fallen off. I don't throw them away. I just put them in a little bag and use them for something that comes up. And you have things like this. This is not new either. I try to take care of it because, and I usually have this in my house. I might put it out for a picture. I might put this out for a picture, but this is what I also use. Or if you have a loose flower, like I said, I take these off and use them all the time in different things. And I'm going to use Dollar Tree houses. These are not new ones. These are ones I've already had for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. And believe it or not, these are usually from outside. And they still look pretty good, so don't ever be worried, are Dollar Tree houses worth buying? Of course they are. They're great. They hold up great. And you can make them in your home as well as outside. This is also another one, a little Dollar Tree thing that was, I don't know, it's probably 2 or 3 years old and still looks pretty good. I don't even think I need to paint this. It looks so good. I can't believe it. But I do have a Dollar Tree section in my backyard, and those Dollar Tree containers are under the shade trees. And I think that's why these have held up better, because they weren't actually in direct sun. They were under a shade tree. And this one here is another one. None of these are new. I do have some new ones, but I wanted to show you, you don't have to have everything new. You don't even have to buy one thing. If you have all these accessories already, just use them. Now, you're going to see a container that I'm going to put my fairy garden in for the house. Keep in mind, this is not a new container. It was bought at Joann's. And it looks a little dirty because I brought it in from outside. I probably should have cleaned it up better. But, hey, it's supposed to be outside. So I have a lot of things that are containers or different things that you can use for fairy garden bases. Now, this one, you guys are pretty creative out there. You could even make one of these. When I'm going to show it to you, you're going to see what I mean. It's super, super easy. Don't forget, first Thursday of March. That's the 4th. Our first fairy garden challenge. So be prepared to see reminder notices on your channels under comments to remind you guys to come on, join in. I want to see if we get a little turnout here. And if you want to be part of the team picking what we're going to do every month, I would love that too. Now, I'm going to tell you what April's going to be so you guys can start getting prepared now for it. You do not have to do what I'm doing, but I already own these items, and that's why I can do it. I think you will find it difficult to find them, but you could surprise me and already have some of them, because these are not new. I think I've had them about 2 or 3 years, and they had these items out, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years ago, because I bought them right at the tail end of them being discontinued, so I didn't get all their pieces, and I was very unhappy. And I thought about it for at least a year to buy them. I just kept thinking too much. Okay, I am going to do for April, because April is going to be Alice in Wonderland month on my channel. So all you're going to see the whole month of April is Alice in Wonderland theme items or new items I have purchased for it. I have so many things you are not going to believe. I will be doing a lot of setups in my home, on my outside area, and I'm taking a lot of it to a magical place to film. So I don't want to give too much away for my April videos, but I think you're going to really, I'm going out of my comfort zone. I am really going to be working a lot. And the last week of March, I'm not going to put up one video because I'm going to give myself an extra week to pull together a bunch of hopefully creative things to share with you, and hopefully have a giant month of April. So if anyone wants to join in for that, we would love to have you. It's going to be an Alice in Wonderland tablescape in April. We will have an invitation video out. I am going to do an Alice in Wonderland everything, and there will be more on that, and I probably will just give you one large invitation video, because there's going to be so many things that we're going to do, or I'm going to do. And if you want to join in, fine. If you just want to come and watch, that's fine also, because I realize this can be pretty pricey and expensive to join in if you try to do everything. But this is what I do, and this is what I enjoy, and I had a lot of stuff even last year for this challenge. And since last year, I have been stocking up, because I'm only doing 2 big things this whole coming year, and it's going to be, well, maybe 3 things. 3 big things I'm doing. Surprisingly, they're all close together. In April, it's going to be all month of April, Alice in Wonderland, plus a giant tablescape finale. I'm also going to do in May, my May Mother's Day tea. And in June, I'm going to do 30 fairy gardens in 30 days. Oh my gosh, Grandma will be killing herself the next 3 months. So anyway, that's why I'm taking the last week of March off. I'm not going to put any videos up of any kind or join in any challenges, because I have to do so many videos, and it's going to take a lot of time, and some of them I'm not even going to film on my own property, and so that means I have to go someplace else to film, and that's going to take more time and effort also. So we'll see how many things Grandma can get done and put together in March, because Grandma is also still working. So, and now, because I'm trying to get a bunch of dental work done, I am now back working full-time until the dental work is done, and then I'll probably go back down to part-time. But, you know, dental work is very expensive, and it's probably going to be 10, 12, maybe 14,000, I don't know. So it could be 2 years of working full-time. You just got to do what you got to do. I don't want to go in debt. Now I'm at the age where I could die tomorrow, God forbid, but I don't want to leave my husband with a big dental bill, and he's got to be worried about it. So I'm paying as I go and saving money up for each tooth to be fixed. Well, let's get on to away from Grandma's sad story about all her dental work, and get back on to the challenge. Now this I did buy at Joann's, and I probably bought it 3 or 4 years. It is not new. I don't know if they even sell them anymore. And you could easily make one of these because a lot of you have those shadow box things that Dollar Tree have, and you could put some moss sheets on top and use that. That's what it looks like on the back side. So, but believe it or not, it's not new, and it's held up pretty good, and it's been outside. Now, it's, when I say outside, I don't mean outside getting rained on. Outside, I mean like being on the patio. Well, let's get ready to make a little miniature garden that you can put in your house, on your patio table, like where this would normally be, or I wouldn't put this frame out in the dirt or in the soil because it would be ruined within a month. This has always been outside for the last 3 years, but it's been on a patio, on a table, in a dry area. Well, let's get busy and start putting this together. I'm probably going to be doing a slideshow from now on because I can't hold this and talk and show you what I'm doing at the same time. So probably I will take a picture of every single step I did to put this together and voice over and explain it. Before starting, I will usually lay stuff out maybe where I'm thinking about putting it, and then I can move it around when I'm happy or unhappy, how it's looking, to get some better ideas of what I want to do. Still deciding how I want this to look. Anyway, we're getting some great ideas. Still may move a lot of things around, but let's just go and see what else we can put in our little miniature garden. Well, sort of gives you an idea what you could do with a Dollar Tree fairy garden. This sign right here is a Dollar Tree welcome sign. 2 little gnomes and a little house. Clothesline and another little home. These were just some little items that one of my friends gave me, and it still, size-wise, goes pretty good because the kitties are at front and the gnomes are at the back. Everything proportionally looking great. Well, I hope you enjoyed this idea you could use. This is just to give you an idea. There's no live plants in here, and there is nothing that I bought to put this together. This was a free post. I just used things I already had, and I took all these fairy accessories out of my fairy garden that I already have photographed a week or so ago. So that's what I mean by repurposing things you already own and have. And I'm going to count this as one of my fairy gardens because I put it together from front to stop, from front to the very beginning to the very end. Well, hope you enjoyed this invitation video, and I hope this inspires you to get busy making that Dollar Tree fairy garden. Hugs and kisses from Grandma. Can't wait to see what you come up with. Don't forget, first Thursday in March.